I grew up on Long Island, and when I grew up, it was all farmland. Since then, it's been developed or reverted back to woods. Ever since I was a kid, my brother and I would just be fascinated by it and wanted to be kind of homesteaders and produce our own food. I went to Middlebury College, where I eventually went abroad for my junior year and went to Nepal. And I lived with a subsistence farm family there, very elemental living, and was, very excited to be doing that. Came back to Middlebury and I read Wendell Berry's Unsettling of America. And Unsettling of America was just a fascinating read and just got me so honed in on exactly what I wanted to do. I started my own business, a certified organic vegetable business. And eventually I could borrow money, and I borrowed $190,000 from the bank. And so now it's just my wife and I and our family who own the farm. And I had to prove not only to the bank, but to myself that I could make a good living farming and be able to pay back my loan that I borrowed from them. And so that started the process of looking at the numbers and where the money was coming and going. And the irrefutable business equation is profit equals income minus expense. I ended up dissecting all the different things that I did and rate them side by side. Were carrots more profitable than potatoes or cucumbers? There's plenty of information on production techniques in farming. How-tos on soil fertility, how-tos on how to grow vegetables, but there's a decided dearth of information for how to run a business. By focusing on the business end of farming, the book hopes to give a leg up to farmers who don't have to make the same mistakes that I've made over the past 27 years. I've done a lot of trial and error, and it takes a lot more work than to be able to have a little bit of experience point you in the right direction. What my book would hopefully do is get people to a level of profitability and a level of business savvy quicker than they normally would. I tend to go over the first part of the book as a roadmap of how to make a profit. The latter chapters of the book cover other aspects of running a business. One of them is effective management. Another is how to plan for retirement, how to effectively spend your business profits so they are a tax benefit to you and an investment. I look at the different ways of analyzing your marketplace, how to improve your position in the marketplace. Developing a marketing plan is kind of like an artist sitting in front of a blank canvas. You can paint whatever picture you want. You can grow different crops. You can change them halfway through the year or the following year. It's up to you. But you have to have a market in order to do that. I tend to write about the driest subjects around, things like record keeping, office paper flows. But in reality, office paper flows is a very important topic because it's where your money comes and goes. A lot of the principles that I outline are applicable to any small business person or any individual investor. I wrote it with a slant towards farmers because that's what I do, and that's what I want to do in the book, is to help farmers. My goal is to see more happy, prosperous farmers. I see too many farmers work too hard for little money and burn out because of it. I would love it that farmland shouldn't compete for developments because developments pay more. I want it that farms remain in farmland because it's economically viable to do so. And I think that's the way it should be.